At the mesa of a mountain in the land of trickery, we find a forest. Withered trees of dull green and brown packed tightly to paint the scene. As a thick fog rolls outward and down the cliff sides. A sad state for a forest, but a perfect place for a hideout. Beyond the fog, beyond the trees, beyond the illusions. We see a lush forest teeming with life, leading to a village brimming with energy. As the organization responsible for monitoring magical anomalies and fighting back against the corruption of magic, the clan of Cauldareen won't be caught sleeping. We see teams of agents returning to base via the teleportation circles on the outskirts of the village. Robotic creatures crawl the treetops of the deceiving forest, monitoring those permitted. And we find new recruits, the clan of Cauldareen, hard at work on their next mission.
There, I'm Myri Chanel. I play Brutus, the human paladin. Will always be where you need.
Hi, my name is Mustafa. Name's so nice you gotta say it twice. And I play Tear, the Fallen Star ASMR Druid. And what do you mean giving my name to a fae was a bad thing? I can just get another one sometime.
Hello. I am Grim Songbird, and I am playing Hiccup, the Lizard Folk Wild Magic Sorcerer. Keep your flame lit, Candle. We're coming.
Hi, I'm Amelia Som, and I play Terex, the Drow Blood Hunter, and no, I won't be doing that.
Hi, I'm Ivy. I play Ruby, the Fire Genasi Rogue. I don't think I'm going to get those bread squishes anytime soon.
Last time on Cauldareen Chronicles, the call went out. Code Sarah was in motion, and Team 10 watched as all available members came pouring into the base, preparing for battle. A white-haired changeling bumps into Terex.
Hey, watch where you're going.
My apologies. I'm looking for Kagor. I got the call. He looks a little bit like this. As a young boy passes, a voice in Brutus's head screams, "He's not human."
Obviously, no one here is.
Oops A Daisy brings them their orders. 12 locations have been discovered. All bases will be assaulted simultaneously, and Team 10 gets to pick their destination. Will it be the land of trickery, where they discovered the problem?
We would have the tactical advantage.
Or the land of nature, where a mentor has gone missing?
I have to vote we help there.
The land of order has the dark organization making their move.
You know, the one who's asking about using them on children.
Or the land of knowledge, where the largest factory seems to be.
Kagor seems to be handling that one personally.
And in the land of the grave, the birthplace of Sharwin, Oops will be heading there.
I think it's best we handle the place we know. We should lead the charge in trickery.
We should assume they know we're coming.
Out of character, I am so proud of Tear right now.
The teams were assembled, and the leader of Cauldareen gave the order. Strike fast, strike hard, make it back. And in a flash of light, they vanished, and the day of black ink began. Anafe broke off from the pack to handle things her way, and Team 10 advanced. A fallen star and a sorcerer get noticed. A paladin bats her eyes, and a pair of guards have a terrible shift. Caught off guard, Team 10 watches as their leader finds herself in hot water, captured by the enemy, and dragged inside the building. Team 10 charges in, because they are the next defenders of this land, and these are the Cauldareen Chronicles. And it is at this moment that Ivy, as your character Ruby, is dragged inside the building, the door is slammed shut, and you are quickly pulled past. Make a perception check.
Woo! Hold on. Perception. Cool, where's my perception? Hold up. First one. That's an unnatural 20. 19
Excellent.
plus 1.
And as you are
Oh, yeah,
pulled
strong.
in, you can see several other members, specifically with that unnatural 20. You see 2 other folks that are reaching underneath and grabbing weapons from behind the desk, and someone in full armor who seems to be waiting. As you are dragged past all of that, and you are brought towards the back of the shop as these 2 folks have got their hands on you and are quickly moving you. As they are getting you back down the hallway, you see that familiar opening that shows the stairwell to down where you went. as they toss you towards the stairs. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
A +6 to that. So that is a 15.
So with a 15, they throw you and you are able to turn and catch yourself and get your footing on the stairs. You do not take any damage as you land. And immediately in your reaction, no matter what, they slammed it shut and you hear a bolt.
Oh no.
Outside, Brutus was standing closest to the door, having one of the members try to grab you and realizing they couldn't take you, grabbed Ruby and ran in with the other as the door slammed shut, left without your sword that was being carried by Ruby inside. At a distance, we had Terex, who had shot an Eldritch Blast over to take out the first guard there. And back at the other one, Hiccup stood, having just helped down the other guard. And I believe that Tear was in the middle of the street, having cast that gust of wind to help.
Yeah.
Team 10, outside. What are we doing?
I am running up toward the door to try and, run inside.
Okay, so the closest one there is Brutus. So you are on the approach. Brutus, what are you doing, I guess, first here?
Give a quick push and pull on the door to see if it opens, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna try to kick it open.
All right,
with my muscle legs.
Make that check.
Okay.
This will be an athletics check here.
Oh, protein.
I didn't roll very well. But I have a very high modifier, so it's still a 16.
Yeah, you kick that thing and you bust that bolt that they have on it. And the door comes open and
nope.
you see two members who are holding up short swords standing inside. Terex, you're on your way over to the door, yes?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, all players roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Just
Right.
now.
Natural
We roll
20.
initiative.
Go,
Yeah.
Eric's.
So 24.
You would like me to also roll initiative? yourself?
Yes, Ivy.
Cool.
Actually, no, Ivy. Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative so we can keep track of what Ruby's up to.
Cool.
What is my initiative? Oh, there it is. Okay, mine is 8.
18 for Brutus.
Okay, we've got
13 for Ruby.
All right, we got 13 for Ruby, 18 for Brutus. What did we get for Tear and Hiccup?
My roll,
8.
my thing isn't rolling, so that's not gonna work. That's a 19, baby.
All right,
Hey.
19. And how about Terex?
24 with the natural 20.
Oh gosh, excellent. All right, so yeah, what we'll say that happens here is, so let me put that into order really quick. But Terex, you are at the top of the order as Brutus kicks this door, just busts it right open, realizing it's locked. That surprise moment as you're able to get towards it. That's why you've got that advantage. It just swings open and you're able to take that moment right away.
Okay. Yeah, if the door swings open, I am just running in there trying to get eyes on Ruby.
Okay, make a perception check as you enter the room.
Perception is a 16.
Okay, you quickly look around the room and you see that there are 3 figures here. Two are, you do not see the 2 that you saw grab Ruby, and one of them in here is in full armor and grabs a sword. And the other 2 have swords as well.
All right, I am going to ready one hand, a hand crossbow, in the other hand, a dagger, and I'm going to get ready to fight.
Okay, and are you going to hold those actions? Or are you going to attack anyone?
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. We'll ask questions later. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the armored dude.
Okay, the fully armored dude, go for it.
Another natural 20.
Oh, sick. All
Shooting
right.
him with the crossbow. Yeah.
Okay.
6 damage plus 3, that's 9, plus 4 is 13 piercing damage to the stabby boy. Stab him.
Okay, 13 piercing damage.
Yeah.
And they.
And wait. And as we're level 5 now, I can attack twice when I take the attack action on my turn.
Yes, our players have indeed hit level 5.
So I shoot with the crossbow, and then I'm gonna throw the dagger at him.
All right, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll different. I'm rolling different dice, just so you know.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a natural 18. That's gonna hit. That's like a 25.
Yep, that'll hit.
3 plus 4. That is 7 piercing damage, I think, from a thrown dagger. And yeah, so that's him. And then bonus action. I don't want to do that. Okay, actually no. No, I'm good because I threw my thing. I don't have I can't make another crossbow attack as a bonus action. I think that's only a melee attack. So, is anyone near me?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my short sword. So it's crossbow, short sword.
Okay. And as you gear up, that ends your turn, yes?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks for that raid, Cowboy Daffy. All right, Terex, you're at the top of the order. That moves us on to Tear. You're up next.
Yeah, baby. All right. Seeing Terex running in, I'm gonna try and follow. And as soon as I can make, as soon as I guess I don't see the other guards yet, right? Correct?
Have you run into the building?
Yes.
Okay. If you go in the building, you will see the 3 people.
Okay, then perfect.
But you will not see the 2 that took Ruby.
Okay, cool. I'm going to then aim at one of the ones that that doesn't seem damaged, so the one that that Terex has not hit yet, and I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at them as I touch one of the stars on my arms again and flick it over at them and cast that guiding bolt. And let's see if that hits. Yeah, baby. 17 plus 8 for a 25. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. Absolutely.
All right, that is 4d6. So that'll be 10 points of radiant damage. And as I do that as well, they seem to shine a little bit in the same light that hit them, as the next attack on them will be made on advantage.
And how much damage was that?
10 points of damage.
Okay.
Sorry. And
Okay. That's your turn?
Well, I actually am going to, that was my action. I'm going to then go ahead and use my bonus action. And I'm going to expend a usage of my wild shape to rearrange again the stars on my arms, and this time make them to look like an archer as I go into a starry form, specifically the archer form.
Okay. Go for it.
And that will be my turn.
All right, and as you've entered your archer form, excellent job. And that is going to place us here in the initiative. Bumps us now over to Brutus.
Okay. Let me know if this is the thing I can do. I would like to run up, punch one of the dudes in the face, and then use my second attack to try to take their sword, because I don't have a sword right now.
Okay, so...
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, so what we'll give you here is your first attack is just an unarmed strike, and your other attack is going to be a grapple check. Basically, if you can grapple them, you'll be able to just like disarm them.
Sweet, and that's my...
which one do you want to punch? There are 3 people in the room. There's one in full plate armor that has been hit with a crossbow bolt and an axe. There's one that just got hit by guiding bolt, and there's one that's not been affected.
I'll do the guiding bolt one because I have advantage on that attack, right?
Right.
Cool. So like this is 22 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think a unarmed attack is just 1 plus your strength mod, so that's a 6.
Okay, and as you do, you collide with this dude unprepared from that guiding bolt as you knock them out.
Oh, cool! I take his sword.
Yeah, as
And
a
then I
free
will
action,
use-
you can pick that up.
Awesome. And then I will use my second attack on we'll do the other, not the heavy armored one. No, we will do the heavy armored one. Never mind. Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
The heavy armored one? Okay, go
Heavy
for it.
armored one. I rolled bad though. 15.
Okay, that does not hit.
Actually 16. I forgot. It's at a +8 right now.
Still does not hit.
Cool. Okay. That's it then.
Okay, and as that ends your turn, that takes us over to the guard who's not been touched. And they turn and they advance. So inside this room right now, we have all of you except Hiccup, who is still outside. And the one who just advanced within range and slashed is Brutus. So Brutus, this guard is going to step up to you, and they are going to make an attack at you right now with their sword. And as they go to do so, let's see, we're going to roll. That is a 15.
That does not hit.
All right.
Weapon laugh to scorn.
And so they slash at you and they miss. And that is going to be their move. Ruby, we jump over to you. You are just locked in. You're standing on a stairwell now.
Yes.
What do you do?
First off, I want to roll a perception check to see if there's anyone behind me,
Absolutely.
including any of the shambling vine messes that we saw previously. That's actually really good. Perception, that is an unnatural 20.
You can hear a fight breaking out up above, probably your teammates coming for you. But you can also hear something behind you.
Well, I want to turn around with my arm blade ready to, like, up across my chest.
Okay. And as you turn around, you can see that there is one of those things at the base of the stairs now.
Is it moving towards me at all?
It seems to have moved right up. You saw it take its final step to the bottom of the stairs as it looks up.
Uh-huh. Does it seem hostile in this moment? Or was it just coming to see what the noise was?
What
Okay,
would you
cool.
like to do?
Cool. I'm gonna ignore that for a second and turn back around, and I want to use burning hands on the door. Is it wooden?
No, it is a metal hatch.
Damn. Okay, never mind. I was gonna use burning hands on the door to see if I could burn a hole through the wood, but if it's not, I will turn my attention to the shambling thing, and I want to attempt to firebolt it.
Okay. Yeah, make a firebolt at that thing. Roll to hit.
Rolling to hit. I don't think that's gonna hit. That is a 14.
And that will hit.
Oh, all right then. That's 2d10 fire damage. I'm just gonna roll on D&D Beyond. 17 points of damage.
Excellent. And as you deal that 17 points of damage, you watch as this thing just gets burned up. And actually, as you deal 34 points of fire damage, this thing incinerates into ashes.
Oh.
Anything else you do?
I want to take my movement and move down the stairs, considering that I know I hear a fight breaking up. I'm pretty sure who it is. Actually, before I move down, can I bang on the side of the door? Kind of
Sure.
just to let them know I'm here.
Yeah, you can bang.
Cool.
The three members who are in there, make a perception check at, you know what? No, it'll just be a high DC because you're in combat right now. So
Yeah.
18.
17.
Still
and
outside.
Brutus.
Oh shoot, me too. Sorry.
Yep.
I was reading the chat. I was.
Same
I
chat,
failed my
same.
own personal perception check. 19 for Brutus, though.
Okay. So none of you hear it.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're in combat. DC there was 20 to hear that. Okay,
So
so
close.
Ruby, you're
gonna
gonna use your movement.
Go down the steps.
All
bring
right.
it up.
You make it down to the steps, and as you get to the ashen corpse of this thing you've just lit up, you see several more of them running down the hallway, much larger than the thing that just got burnt up. And that is where we jump to one of them. And as this thing comes up to you, it advances. And Ruby, this thing tries to smash against you with one of its vine-like hands. And this roll is going to be that's a 23 to hit.
I was gonna shield, but you know what? That's good. I'm good with that.
All right.
Oh, wait, actually, can I use my uncanny dodge because I'm level 5 now?
You'll be able to uncanny dodge the damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you just can't uncanny dodge the attack itself. And so this is going to be 3, 4, 5 bludgeoning damage. And as it smacks along the side of you, it's got a 10-foot reach as this arm kind of extends and the vines start to wrap around you. This will be a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no, sorry. It's instant. You are grappled.
Huh.
Yeah, it'll be a strength check of 12 to get out.
Is that on my turn or its turn?
On yours. You are restrained.
Cool.
And it has smacked you and restrained you.
Ooh.
And then tying up a second one, smaller like the original one, comes rushing over, and it uses its strength. Not very helpful here. To help grab this restrained person, you, and they start trying to drag you away farther into the base. Okay, now Hiccup. Outside, all of this has gone down. You are outside as everyone's just rushed inside, and you're out in the street. What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna run on in there, and as he's running, he's got his quarterstaff in his hand, and as he's running, he's thinking, fuck, as he's like channeling his magical energy, and he's gonna cast haste on himself.
Okay.
And I will have to roll to see if I surge, because that is a level 3 spell. Heck. Let's see. Okay. If I roll a 5 or lower, I surge. I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. That bumps now up to 6.
Yes, and saved. Excellent. So that is his main action. As he's running in, gosh, it has been a minute since I have used this, so I now get +2 to AC. So my AC is now 16 instead of 14, and I have advantage on dex saves. And since I just casted it, I can do another action because I am speedy right now.
Okay.
Let's see.
And you have what, double your movement and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. As he runs in and casts haste on himself, the energy of his magic just kind of starts like adding like a weird vibrating aura around his body, but has like these strange pastel colors going on at the same time. And does he notice Ruby not there? Like, is it
Perception
possible?
check.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. His agenda is find Ruby. He does not. That's a nat 3.
Okay, so yeah, you rush in, and it was a pretty low DC, but you just rush in, and as you get in on haste, you see a bunch of people. So you're able to sort of take in the situation, but
cool. Do I still get to take an action?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay,
you've got
cool.
your second action.
Excellent. I didn't know if the perception
No.
check counted or not. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yes, I would like to cast Chaos Bolt at first level to give the team some backup up top, since he hasn't noticed exactly where Ruby is yet.
Okay. There is a member in full plate armor and another just in like chainmail with a sword who is just swung at Brutus. So which one are you looking to tangle with?
Let's see. So you said there was one with Brutus and the other one with who? I'm so sorry. I was pulling up the
There is
spell
one in
info.
full plate armor that no one is standing near, and there is one that is just swung at Brutus.
Cool. I'm gonna go for the untouched one. As he's gonna yeet a spell. Let me see.
All right, is Chaos Bolt a roll to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
That was cocked. I really need a flat table surface. 12 plus 5 is 17. Does a 17 hit?
It does not, as it glances off. Doesn't
Okay.
find purchase on the target.
I need to roll another die because that was a first level spell that I rolled.
Yeah.
Let's see if I roll a 6 or lower.
Oh, actually, sorry, hold on.
Hmm?
Is that a bonus action or a full action to take?
That is a full action.
Okay, so one thing about haste is it only allows you to do a weapon attack only. I was just reading that, not a spell.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know.
You can make a weapon attack.
Okay.
Which,
yeah.
if we just used the same roll that you got, but add the modifier of your weapon attack.
Yeah. Let me find my not crossbow. Shit. Where is my staff? There it is. It would have been a point less, so
Okay,
it would
so yeah,
it
still
wouldn't have
would
hit.
miss.
Yeah. Cool. And I believe I have a bonus action actually that I could use. Heck.
And you have a second set of movement because your speed is doubled.
That is true. That is also very true. Let's see. Yeah, I think I think he's gonna keep the big guy focus on him and just kind of move around to be behind him. Not without disengaging.
Okay, so you're going to move to be behind him. Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else?
That is all I can do for right now.
Okay. And that is going to then give the turn to the final little twig-like thing that comes rushing over and goes to aid in the capture of Ruby. And this one is going to take a swing at you. That is a 12 plus 4 for a 16. Does that hit?
Can I shield?
Yes.
Oh, I shield.
All right, so cool. You shield and are able to avoid the damage from that as they try to continue the constriction on you and aid in the dragging of you. All right, so now we are back to the top of the order to Terex.
Okay. Which I don't have an idea where Ruby is, right? I don't hear the clattering. Okay, so I'm just gonna fight the people next to me. As I have thrown my dagger, I shall pull out a short sword. I'm gonna go up to the armored guy.
Okay.
And we're gonna do a couple slashes.
All right, bring it.
Slash. Neither of those probably hit. That's a 10 and a 12.
Okay. None of those fly.
Eric's is mad. She's not paying attention to things. I will use.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I jumped that. That's my bad. We'll just continue and act like he was phased, but the big guy never took a turn.
Oh,
But keep
great.
going.
Oh, thank God.
Cool. Right as I ran up to him. Love that for me. I'm going to use my bonus action to slash again.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't. That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, none of those hit. All right, from Terex to, is there anything else you're doing?
Preparing for death.
All right, Tear.
Yes, sir. It's about to be my turn and it's going to be a great one because I turn around and start off with my bonus action As now that I am in my archer form, I'm able to take a bonus action attack, which is a ranged spell attack essentially, and I'm going to pull one hand back as if I am pulling back a bow, and I will release it and hit the same person I hit before, who is still standing, I believe.
No, they're unconscious. Bruce
that one's
them
the
out
unconscious one. Okay, murder. Yes. Just kidding. I'll hit the big one then. The person in the
plate armor.
The plate armor. Yes. Or try to hit them.
Right.
It's going to be a 14 plus 8 for a 22 to hit.
A 22 to hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, baby. Cool. That'll be 6 points of radiant damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with my go to my action, and I'm gonna cast a 2nd level summon beast as after the
now is that
raid
first thing you did? That's just an ability, right? Not a spell.
Yep. Yeah, that's
cool.
Because I'm in my archery form. Yeah,
cool.
Starry form. And now I am going to go ahead and bring my hands back together and start pushing the air in between them as it starts to shine and rip it apart, and cast Summon Beast, because in that space right in front of me, I'm going to summon a wolf. An ethereal wolf, if you will. So this is a bestial spirit. It takes its turn right after mine. So it shares the initiative count with me, but it takes its turn right after mine, and it obeys my verbal commands. But yeah, so that is my turn, and I will then go ahead and have it attack as well. Or try to, at least.
Who is it attacking? The plate armor one or the other one?
Plate armor one, yes.
Okay, go for it.
And that'll be a maul attack. And let's see. Oh, nat 20! Let's go!
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So it originally is supposed to do 1d8 plus 6 damage. So that'll be 2d8 plus 6.
Okay.
And let's see what kind of damage we got. Okay. 17 points of damage, and specifically if you need it, that'll be piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah. As this wolf lands on the ground, an ethereal wolf lands on the ground and then seems to run across the ground and covers the distance between it and the armored person and slashes into them. Tries to maul them. That's my turn.
And anything else? Okay, that's it. And now we're going to trigger their held action then to kind of make up for the fact that they completely skipped a turn. And they'll just have the held action of the attack, and is going to then swing their greatsword. And they are going to swing it at the person in front of them. Their first is Terex there. So that first attack there is going to miss. And that second one is a 16 to hit.
16 is my AC, so that hits.
All right, they're going to slash at you and deal a total of 8 damage. Slashing.
8 slashing damage. All right.
And that is going to be the end of their turn, their held action. So now to normal order, back to Brutus.
Cool. This guy that we haven't been able to hit in heavy armor, I want to use my first attack to take the shove action to try to knock him prone. And narratively, how she's doing that, I'm going to try to loop around and kick him in the knee.
Narratively say that that guy, you have not gone at him yet. You've gone at the guard who is face to face with you. So if you step away, there will be.
I thought the heavy armor dude was.
Oh, did you go after the heavy armor dude?
I did.
Okay, well then yes, we'll say that you're right up at the heavy armor dude. But the other guard did come at you, so I guess he's just nearby, so no one's out of range. Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I will try to knock that heavy armor dude prone, kick him in the knees.
Okay. So this is a contested roll of your acrobatics or athletics versus his acrobatics or athletics.
I'm gonna do athletics.
Okay.
25.
All right. It doesn't really matter unless I nat 20 this, and I did not. So yes, you are able to knock that person prone.
Sweet. And then we've got advantage now, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Great. Attack with this stupid short sword. Another 20, whatever the last one was I rolled, because I rolled a 17 twice. 25.
Okay. Then yes, you're able to land that.
Sweet. Do short swords do 1d6? Somebody tell me. I don't have it on my
Yes,
character
I
sheet.
believe a short
Yeah,
sword
they
is
do.
1d6.
They do.
Awesome. Great.
Plus your strength.
7.
Okay.
And that's everything.
Okay. That ends Brutus's turn, turns it over to the guard who is standing next to you. And that guard is going to take a swing at you. And is going to miss flat out. No way. That's a 4. Okay. And so that guard misses. It jumps us over to Ruby. You are currently being held, Ruby.
Yes.
It is a strength check of 12 to break out.
Okay. Strength check at 12. Strength totally wasn't my dump stat. I don't know what you're talking about. Can I produce flame instead and use my cantrip to try to burn them off of me? It is.
You should be able to do.
I can read it off to you if it's like a flickering flame appears in your hand. The flame remains there for the duration and harms neither you nor your equipment. The flame sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. So whenever same as an action. When you cast a spell or as an action, you can hurl the flame at the creature within 30 feet of you. Make a ranged attack on hit. It can be ranged or there. I just want to make sure.
Okay, so does it deal damage?
It does.
Okay, what is the spell?
It is produce flame.
Produce flame.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure I grab the wording on this specifically.
Well, I was
Make
like,
sure-
if I can, I'll do that. If not, I will just make a
Raise your
string.
hand, the flame remains there. The flame shoots bright light with spell ends. You can attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast a spell or as an action on a later turn, you can hurl the flame, make a ranged spell attack. So it specifically says ranged,
Okay.
so you'll have disadvantage on a ranged spell since you are hitting something that's like on
Okay.
you.
I think I'd rather make the strength save then. That way I can just do a straight roll.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then it's a
Thank you.
DC 12 flat out. Try and make that strength roll.
Okay. At least I don't have a negative to my strength.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 12 exactly.
Oh, nice. You're able to
No
open up enough
modifiers.
room.
No
You're able
modifiers, just
to
12.
get just enough room to slip out. And that was your action. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to do?
So that is my action. My
And
a
movement,
bonus
I guess.
action. If I move, am I going to take a? Are they going to get an opportunity of attack?
You will, unless you bonus action disengage.
I'd like to bonus action disengage.
All right, there's that rogue ability. Hydrate.
Yeah.
All right. You bonus action disengage. They have, so if you remember the hallways that you had when you first come down the stairs, there was right, there was left, and there was straight ahead towards where the whole factory of stuff was. To the if you're looking from the stairs into the facility, straight ahead is the factory. To the right is where they like had drinks and talked business in one of the rooms down that way. And to the left is where Brutus saw the map. And straight ahead is where they were dragging you. You're halfway down that hallway. So
So
are
they were
you
dragging
trying
me
to move?
toward the factory is where
They were
were.
dragging you towards the factory.
Is there a door? There's on the factory like door,
No, it's wide open.
Just wide
it's
open.
just an opening. It's a hallway that goes into the facility.
and that's what we're looking to destroy. Some or whatever else. So I'm gonna go there because that's
All
where
right, so you're
my
gonna
party's-
bonus action disengage, get around them, and you're
Yep.
gonna move past.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you use your movement to get the rest of the way into that factory. Yes.
Yes.
All right, and as you come in, make a perception check.
Absolutely. I'm good at those. Not
Let's do it.
strength. That's a 17.
Excellent. You rush in here and you look around and you see several people that you sort of saw before working on some of the things, and they look up And you see at the back of the room on the left, someone stand up, and a familiar face, Bennett the half-orc, looks at you.
Ruby, no!
And looks over at the creatures behind you. All right. Anything else? That was bonus action. That was movement. Anything else?
Just, hey, Bennett.
All right. Excellent. So that is going to turn it then over to the creature behind you. And it rushes to try and take a swing at you. And it rolled a natural 1. So it fails and it falls down to the ground as it kind of shambles in your direction and collapses. Now, with that, that turns us over to the armored sir upstairs, who is going to stand up from being prone and is going to look at the one who shoved them and is going to take a good old swing at her. And that first one is going to miss. Oh, gosh. And that's a natural 1 again. That dice goes away.
Oh, dang.
But with that natural 1, we will allow for... What would you like? Would you like to get an attack of opportunity? Would you like to get prone? What thematically happens here as they swing and... Brutus,
I have a
your
thing.
special ability.
I have a
As
thing.
they miss you by such a wide margin.
But it's not on my character sheet because it's on D&D Beyond. Shit, I don't have it right on
So
me.
if they miss you by 5 or more, you are able to use your reaction, I believe I put it in, that you can
Yeah.
sidestep. And that means you end up taking a step to the other side of them and will have advantage on the next attack.
Dope. Yeah.
On
I'm
a natural 1, I will go ahead and give you the attack in this moment.
This may be too big of an ask for this moment, but is it possible to just like yeet him into that wooden door that Ruby presumably got thrown in and just try to bust
No,
that
you guys
door
are in one
with
room.
his body?
You don't
Okay.
realize that door
Where
is
it's a
not in
separate
here.
room. No worries. I will just take the attack.
And you have
Um,
advantage because of sidestep.
Great. Well, the first roll was pretty darn good. The second was worse. Okay. 24.
All right,
The
that'll
hit
hit.
with my dinky short sword. I hate this. 6 damage.
All right, and how do you hit him?
I think I'm not really going for lethal in this moment. Just like, probably across the back of these, actually. Just like try to take out the number ability, step around him, and then just shoot.
And as you step around and slash at the legs, this person and falls and smashes their head on the table and falls passed out. And
I'm
now,
celebrating. Brutus is very quiet.
ending that turn, Ivy, Ruby is in danger as the second creature that was in the hallway with you that was trying to do the helping rushes over and goes to hit again. And actually, you know what? They use an ability, entangling plants, and grasping roots and vines sprout in a 15-foot radius centered on them as they run up to you, and then from their feet start to sprout these vines. And this will be difficult terrain for 1 minute, but you need to make a strength saving throw of 12.
I'm gonna make it on D&D Beyond. Let's see. Please don't screw me over. Okay, cool. It's a 17.
All right, and you feel them pulling at your legs, and you're able to lift your feet up and break those away. And the third and final one, the littler one, decides to just come and try to claw at you, and we'll see if this does anything, because they've been missing all of their hits. Nope, that's cocked. All right, that's gonna miss. That's an 8 to hit. Okay. And as they miss, that turns it over to Hiccup.
Cool. Pretty sure at this point he notices who's inside and notices that Ruby is not inside, because I don't think he saw Ruby getting dragged away in the first place from where he was. So in a bit of a panic, he's gonna actually look.
And you can free action talk.
Cool. He's gonna shout, "Candle, if you hear me, shout something."
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Not down a hallway underground.
He doesn't know.
Actually, you know what? Ruby, I'll give you a roll for this. Nat 20, you got it.
Okay, that's no
Oh,
pressure at all.
God.
Sorry, I'll give you a perception of you have modifiers to it, right?
For my perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a +1 though. It's just
Okay,
a +1 for
Cool. So
perception.
it's still a 20, but now you have a 19-20 range to hit it.
Okay.
It'd be really funny if you actually rolled a nat 20.
No, that's a 4.
All right.
Aw.
Close
No.
enough.
Project.
You're preoccupied.
You are crowded.
Close. I mean, that was
Yeah.
really close, but
Yeah. You're preoccupied. That's his
I
interaction.
used my unnatural 20s earlier.
Okay.
I get no more.
Well-
Anything? So you've used a free action to yell out Hiccup, but no response. There is one more member with a sword still in the room with you. 2 of them have been knocked out.
Cool. I would like to eat a spell at him. A firebolt to be exact.
Okay.
Cantrip. Fuck's sake, that's a 9. Since I'm on haste, no, I have. It has to be a spell and a weapon.
Yeah.
Not
So you
2
can
spells.
move and attack.
Yes, I would like to do that. He's just gonna.
Oh, sorry. You can bonus action a spell if you have one. That because that's a cantrip you used, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the rules of it is you can bonus action and main action a cantrip and a leveled spell in one turn, and because of haste, you get a weapon attack. But if you have a leveled spell, because cantrip, that one is was that a bonus action or a regular action? It's an action.
That
right?
was a regular action, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you would need a bonus action damaging spell that you could cast, but you can make an attack.
Cool. I would like to make an attack then.
Okay,
He
so yeah,
is-
you step up and you're gonna swing with your staff.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with my stick,
Okay.
or try to hit him with my stick. He's a little bit panicked right now because without Candle, he's kind of in the dark. Ooh, does
Stop it.
an
Too cute.
thank you. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Sweet. Fuck, what's the die? Okay, it's a D6. That would be 5 stick damage.
5 damage. Okay. Anything
Punk
else?
stick. Wow, my brain just short circuited. Sorry.
All you have is a bonus action and movement.
Cool. Well, I did use some movement to get there. You know, I'll take this attack of opportunity from him because he's gonna move further down the hall, seeing that there's no sign of her in this room. He's gonna try to move away, try to see if he could find her further down
Sure.
the hall. My
Oh, of
AC
course I
is
nat 20 on this.
Of course you did.
Yeah. All right, so that's a nat 20 on the opportunity attack, but never any of the regular attacks.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 6.
If they're both
Oh,
ones.
that's very small. It's a 1 and a 2, so
Lovely.
3 plus 1 for 4 damage.
Cool. I'm gonna move further down the hall and see if I can find where Candle has gone.
Yeah, so you'll be able to get like on the other side of this person and run to the back part of it, and you can see that there is the door that you recall going down the first time you were here, and then there's another door at the very back. So there's one on the right where you've been before that takes you downstairs,
Okay.
and there's one dead ahead that you've never gone to,
Cool.
and that's kind of where you can get to with your movement.
Okay, cool. So I will.
Kind of make your
Um,
decision in a sec.
Yes.
Okay.
Still
and that-
shouting for Candle.
And that turns us over to our next member in combat. And
Nope.
Bennett begins to walk over very slowly and casually as he sees these things are battling you. And Bennett walks in your direction. And he stands there about 30 feet or so away from you and says, Seems you're having a bad day. Get lost along the way?
Yep. Just took a misstep.
Well, and as he says this, a battle axe starts to form out of thin air in his hand. Would you like a guide?
That depends on where we're going.
I suppose that depends on why you're here. And as he places this battle axe over his shoulder, Bennett has just stepped up and spoken to Ruby and said, that depends on why you're here. But the top of the order is Terex. There is one member left in here who was just struck by, I think, Hiccup.
And Hiccup and Brutus are still in here, right?
Hiccup is headed down the hallway. Brutus is there and Tear is there. And a wolf.
All right. Well, they probably have this handled. I'm going to run
puppy.
down the hallway and open.
There's a door on the right. That is the one you remember going in where they lift up the floor to take you downstairs. And there's a door at the back that has not been opened yet.
Yeah, neither of them seem like do either of them look recently messed with?
They are both closed.
Both closed? Okay, I'm probably just gonna head downstairs and the door
opens
down.
Great. As you open up that door, there is someone there who immediately swings at you with a punch.
Sure.
As the door opens and they have advantages there. Oh my gosh, that's another crit, but it's a punch, so it doesn't matter. But they are gonna roll 2d4. And that's going to be 5 damage as this person sucker punches you as you open the door.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stab them with
Go for it.
my short sword twice. Just I'm going to doff my hand crossbow and we're doing double swords.
Cool.
That is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That is a non-natural 20 for the second one.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
both will hit.
That is 9 damage on the first one.
All right.
Yeah.
That first hit, you just stab them. They're done.
Oh.
Yeah, you just stabbed a commoner. So.
Oh.
Dunzo.
Oops.
So your second attack, that's a non-natural 20. There is a roll of perception. No, you know what? There's another person in the room that you can see now who has their fists up. And you can see as the other person who helped drag Ruby away, if you choose to attack, you can keep that 20 that you rolled.
Can I try to hit him non-lethally?
Yes, you may. And so you can either advance and smash him with the side of the dagger, or you can try and throw it like butt end first.
I'm just going to advance and just hit him with the hilt of, or not the hilt, but the butt of the sword.
All right, go
in the
ahead.
neck.
Roll damage. Unnatural 20 for sure hits.
6 damage.
All right, so that one's not enough to put him out. But you smash, and they're like, oh, and they are not doing
Bonus, my bonus action.
Go for it. Yeah, roll the hit.
Yeah.
2-weapon fighting, which is
Go to
really
sleep.
3 slashes.
Go to sleep. 15.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's 8.
Yeah, go to sleep is done. Out. You've just knocked out these 2 folks. Well, you knocked out one.
Oh, I'm gonna look at the guy I killed, and I'm gonna feel bad about that.
Yeah, they got a right hook in, and you responded with a knife to the stomach.
Yeah, we don't have time. I'm going to go toward the other door to open if I have any movement left.
So you're gonna go towards. You're trying to go downstairs, right?
Yeah, this room is empty, right?
This room is empty. You remember that downstairs was a floor hatch that is currently covered by a carpet.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go down the thing.
All right, so yeah, you can pull the carpet up.
Yeah.
And the latch is locked.
Well,
there is a lock on it.
Fuck.
Of course, the rogue is the one locked in.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have an action to do anything. Can I like try and hit it or something, or do I need to wait till my next turn?
You gotta wait till your next turn, but you have
That's totally
discovered the locked door leading downstairs, which was not locked last time you came in.
Yeah.
Okay, and that takes us to Tear. Tear, you and your wolf.
Yeah. So there is still one person inside of the room where we are at. And I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to hit them with my ranged archery attack as I pull my hands back in the imaginary bow that I have and release it. And the arc of light zooms towards them with a 23 to hit.
Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah, that'll be 9 points of radiant damage. I
don't know that there's a way to be non-lethal with that either. So, and you just watch this dude twist and drop.
Twist and drop. Okay, cool. Oh gosh.
So you have an action, you have movement, and you've got a wolf.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk towards where Terex is at. And there isn't any more people, correct? There's only a closed door.
There's a closed door at the end of the hallway, and there is this room that now has a door open. Hiccup just outside, Terex inside, two bodies in there, and a padlock on a door that goes downstairs.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk towards that door and try and break the padlock.
Okay, you can roll a strength check roll an attack to try and break the lock's AC if you want.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just do an unarmed attack then. Or yeah, I'll try and hit it with my quarterstaff since I have that on me. I'll just try and whip that and try and hit it with it. Either way, it's still the same number, which is gonna suck for a 7.
It's not gonna work.
Ooh, okay. I'll take that and try and hit it. But what I'm gonna do also is then, since that's both my action and bonus action, I still have my wolf, and I'm gonna take a step away from the door, and I'm gonna look at my wolf and tell it to attack the door, try and break it padlock as well.
All right, so the wolf jumps out to chomp at this thing. Roll that attack for the wolf.
Let's see. All right, it's a +8 to hit.
Oh gosh, what?
Yeah, it's a 9 + 8 for, oh god, numbers. 17.
As it sinks its teeth in and starts, you think, oh, I've almost got it, but not quite.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. That is then all I can do. So I will also ask the wolf to step aside to make sure that the area towards this is clear.
All right, Brutus, you're up.
Wait, does that mean he's near me now?
Yes.
There. Can you do anything for? And I gesture toward the one who is like bleeding out.
Ooh, okay. I don't have any more things currently since I used my action bonus action. I am gonna. I'll just wait for next turn, but I'll make sure to like give him some help.
Something. Okay. Brutus, you're up.
Can I use my action to I can see my friends trying to bust open this locked door.
You can see your friends have gone around the corner. You're in the front of a shop, and they went to the back in the back room.
Cool. I'm gonna go around.
You can move over there, and you can see that now.
Ah, sweet. Can I use my action to just look for keys?
Sure. How do you?
Let's see. Who would I go for? Either the heavy armor dude or the knocked out commoner who has the fanciest outfit.
Inside the room you're in, or are you going to the room where they are?
I went to the room where they are to look.
Okay, so armored. You went there. You saw there was a lock, and then where are you going?
Is there a person in there who has a fancy looking kind of outfit who's been knocked out, or is everyone in the room even knocked out, or are there just still people?
There is one who's bleeding out, and there is one who was knocked out. They both look like commoners. There is the heavy metal knight in the other room that you fought, and the 2 guards that fought alongside him. So there are 5 people total in this space.
Got it. I'm gonna search the heavy metal knight and see if he's got keys.
Cool. Roll an investigation check.
Okay. That's 17. It's pretty okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has it, but
you're able to rifle through him fairly quickly, and you're, quickly looking where the keys, and you do not find keys on this person. You do find some money and you do find a drawing inside the pocket that you pull out of what looks like the person and a woman and a small girl as they all pose for a sketch, and that's kept inside of the armor.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna take that drawing.
You're stealing his family picture.
I am stealing his family picture. For personal reasons that I'll get into later.
So that was an
and
action.
then,
You own a bonus action, anything?
I don't think I can do anything bonus action-y to try to break that door. So I'll just head back in the room and I'll try to bust the door the next time. Somebody here has keys, but we don't have time to search them all.
Okay. That turns us over to Ruby downstairs. These
Ivy was
creatures have
just-
created difficult terrain right underneath you. There's one right behind you, and Bennett is up ahead, having just summoned their battle axe and a shield on the other arm.
I mean, are you going to let me out of this, or do I need to do it myself?
Well, my job's usually in the form of security, and wouldn't be great security if I just let you out. But like I said, I could be a guide. You could just come with me.
That depends where you're taking me.
Oh, you look like the type of girl who likes gardens.
I just like this strongly. Well, I don't like this one, so. And I'd like to roll a strike check to try to get out. You said it's half terrain, right?
It's just difficult terrain because they failed to capture you with the floor vines. So you can just step like the 5 feet out, but it'll cost you 10 feet of movement that first step out.
Okay, I'd like to do that anyways.
Yep.
Is there a way where I can step aside, not directly to Bennett, but kind of off
So
to one
Bennett
side?
is 30 feet away. And if
Okay.
you remember this area, which I'll describe again, it is a big rectangular warehouse.
Right.
And to the right and to the left are paths that circle the whole space. And he is ahead in the center, standing standing amongst all of the stuff that they're working on, as he was at the back and he came forward, but could easily come to the right, the left, or forward.
Okay, so it really doesn't matter where I was to step then.
Yeah, so you can go in any direction, but he is dead center.
I'm still. Ruby does not want to go dead center. She is going to go to the right.
Okay. Yeah, to the right. If you go off to the right, that's the side that if you were looking right ahead, is where they're crushing down the carium stones to turn them into the powder that they mix in, but you're on that side of things.
Cool.
And okay. There is movement. You have action, bonus action, or you can ready an action.
I think
Actually, make a perception check now that you've like moved in here.
Absolutely. Where did I do 20? That is I only get a +1, right? Okay, so that's only a 13.
Okay, so with a 13, you notice at the back of the room, that's enough to just like quickly check your surroundings. And he kind of made a motion, like, you look like the type of girl who likes garden, and kind of motioned like behind him. And you look now and you can see that there are those creatures that have come after you. There is a door back there and vines all over it. And it is black vines leading back in that hole.
You know, Bennett, I might appreciate seeing a nice garden.
Is that what you say?
Hmm?
And what did you say you wanted to do with your action? Or are you going to change that right now?
I didn't take an action yet.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. Well, excellent. Then perhaps you'd like to just come with me and we can discuss flowers or trees or anything of the sort. And he lowers his weapon.
Can I roll insight to see if he's...
Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll.
I would like to roll deception on
Yeah.
or insight to see if he's being deceptive. Ah, cool. And my insight is high, I believe. Ah, cool. So that is an unnatural 20. 16
Yeah,
plus 4.
You definitely feel danger.
Cool. The hairs on the back of my neck standing up. Cool. I don't want to tell him the rest of the party is here yet if he doesn't know. So I've already taken my movement. I'm gonna ready an action in case he becomes hostile or swings at me with the sword. I will want to. If he attempts to swing at me with the sword or comes near me, I would like to attempt a shocking grasp.
Okay. Excellent.
But only if I immediately like this is a hostile action.
Okay, just to Bennett, or if anybody comes at you?
Just to Bennett specifically. I think I can handle the other things. But
Okay.
just to Bennett specifically is where my attention is focused currently.
Okay, and so you've said, so you've heard that. What was your response then? Because I want to make sure we resolve this. He's invited you to see a garden. You feel danger, but you just said I might not mind a garden, but that could just be an aside. Like what?
Right. Sure, as long as you don't put me in one.
And Bennett smiles, and he turns, and he starts to walk away.
Okay.
But he's doing it very slowly, sort of his head slightly cocked, kind of keeping an eye on your direction.
I'll walk behind him. I'm gonna stay
On the
at
right?
least on the right.
Yeah,
I
so
don't,
he's
I'm not
walking
gonna
the
be
center.
directly behind
You're
him.
along the right side of the wall, and everyone in the building who's working is like looking at all of this taking place, and they're like, "What the hell?" And the creatures, one walks behind you, and the other walks towards the center, sort of following Bennett. And you guys start walking towards the back of the room. But you've got your action held. Okay. And so because you are moving in their direction, that creature's turn that is right behind you is just going to keep walking directly behind you about 10 feet. And that will be its turn. Now that one is gone, and that one is also doing the same thing, that they are walking in unison. So they are sort of deferring in this moment. You get it. And
Which
that
is kind
brings
of what
us,
Ruby hoped, so.
this is kind of taking us now to Hiccup.
Oof, I'm gonna ruin that plan. I'm sorry. I'm gonna Misty step through the door.
Ooh. Let me see if you can.
See where
Do you
you're
have to be able to
going.
see?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well,
Let me double check. Does it say briefly surround you, teleport to space that you can see? Yeah, you gotta be
okay.
able to see.
Well, that was a good idea.
No, it's a great idea.
Damn. Okay. Well, fuck. That was one plan. I should have thought this through about what to do about the door. I was about to ask if I could make an intelligence check and thinking Tinker Tools went, no, he's not an artificer. What am I doing? Let's see. Ooh, here's an idea. Now I'm not science smart, but if I froze the lock with a ray of frost, would that make it easier to break?
Your ray of frost would still need to hit in order to do any effects to a thing. So you can roll to hit it because ray of frost is a hit, not a save, right?
Yeah, it's just an attack roll.
Yeah, so you could make a ray of frost attack roll on it, sure.
Okay. Let's see what happens. 18.
With modifiers,
18 is my total.
you feel it get cold and you watch and it doesn't quite do anything. But you felt really close.
Okay. Well, that was a one action.
You still get a weapon attack and a bonus.
Yes. And I do have my quarterstaff. Since it's colder, maybe I could try breaking it with the
Sure.
quarterstaff.
Roll to hit.
Okay. God damn it. No, that's well, must be a little late for me to say Tides of Chaos, huh?
I'd allow it.
Cool. Tides of Chaos. I want to really fucking hit it.
So that allows you to roll again, right?
It gives me an advantage on a roll, but that also means I surge. Or do I roll to surge? I'll have to double check.
Yeah, you will get to surge if I say so, yes.
Excellent. Well, let me... Here. Okay. That's a nat 20.
Yeah, deal damage
Excellent.
for double the damage on Ray of Frost.
Awesome. Hang on. Just marking off the Tides of Chaos. Okay, so do I deal damage for the Ray of Frost or for the Quarterstaff? Because that was the roll that I used.
Oh, you did it on the because I thought you were Tides of Chaos on a spell, or is it Tides of Chaos on the hit?
Any
Oh,
roll.
cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just deal damage on the
With
Quarterstaff.
the Quarterstaff? Okay. What is my damage? Hang on. Staff. Okay, there it is. And I'm gonna use both hands for this. He's putting all of his strength into it. So it'll be D8s instead. Oh my god. That was 2 1s. I'm so sad.
And what's your modifier?
It's a +1, so total is 3.
All right, you smash it down, and you're able to deal some damage, and you see part of the lock start to like crack.
Cool.
You
So
haven't
anybody
quite shattered it.
Yeah, so anybody could finish this lock off then at this point.
Now, please roll a D100.
Okay, here
Oh,
we
no.
go. We're gonna surge,
Please
baby.
don't turn into a potted plant.
Plant,
Oh.
plant.
Please not plant. Not plant.
Just
Not
if I
no.
listen, if I turn into a potted plant, I want to ride on the wolf's back.
If you turn into a potted plant, I'm using you to break the lock.
that would actually get me out
Plants
of
on the
it.
lock.
Pastor Andrew brings up a good point. How is a plant worse than a fireball?
I like how you're like a good
All
plant.
right, what's your roll?
Freudian slip.
The roll is
Because I've got the table.
it's 15. For the next minute, I regain 5 hit points at the start of each of my turn.
Oh,
Excellent.
That's
Ah!
actually dope.
wow.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so yeah, you're gonna start to heal. So you used an action to try and Ray of Frost.
Mm-hmm.
Then
And then I use the
use an-
second action for the Quarterstaff, and the
You
bonus
have a
action.
bonus action.
Yeah, I do have a bonus action. Can I? Whoa!
Oh, what is that? Someone's
What am I
music?
hearing?
That's a new one.
Oh,
But
that
yeah,
was someone
1,000
cheering 1,000 bits.
Oh, welcome.
We're all
Thank
terrified.
you.
We're all like, what is that? The holder erupts from the floor.
That was a new one.
Oh God.
All right, anything you're
Um,
doing in bonus action.
Yes. I believe I can use my sorcery point. Yeah, I can use my sorcery points as a bonus action. Let's see here. I was hoping I could cast another cantrip if
I
that's
think that's
doable.
what quicken spell. You'll have to burn a point to quicken spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to do that. So that would be 2 points to quicken a spell so I can cast another Ray of Frost to see if I can break it off.
Is that a cantrip?
It is, yes.
Okay, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Shit. I'm looking at the wrong page. Ray of Frost is +5, so 16 to hit.
Okay.
I am trying, guys.
You definitely try it, and you get that cold on it, and but it doesn't seem to hit as hard as that staff did.
Cool. Well, that's literally all that I can do, so anybody could break it off at this point.
Okay. So now it turns it over, and that vine creature walking behind you, Ivy, is very close, and but it still seems to be keeping at a distance as the floor behind it is being covered in those vines as it walks. Now it wasn't always doing that, but it's definitely doing that as it's advancing behind you, making difficult terrain behind you. And Bennett now walks up the last bit to what looks like a hallway covered in these dark vines coming out the sides and on the ceiling and all over it. And he says, ladies first.
I thought you were going to show me and give me the tour.
And you see him twirl the battle axe in his hand. Well, there are a couple of ways we could accomplish that. You still quite haven't told me what it is you're doing here.
Just figured I'd come back and see how things were going for future business endeavors.
Make a persuasion check here.
Yes, I've got a +9. I've been waiting for it all night.
I've been waiting for this one.
I've been waiting for this one. That is
Turn it up.
18 +9. So
18 plus 9.
uh-huh.
And so Bennett, sensing the fact that you were attacked and all of that, for the most part, understands you're not supposed to be here. But in the exchange of who goes first, Bennett scoffs and says, and starts walking down the hallway.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. I promise. It's a view to die for.
Just like that wording. I didn't take you as much as the gardening type, Bennett.
Oh. Quite enjoy digging. Anything, are you following?
Yep, she's falling, but still at a distance and still with a held action.
And so, yeah, you advance in, and these two things, these creatures have come to the back, and they are blocking the hallway now. And they are walking side by side behind you as Bennett leads the way. And it seems to get darker back here. But there's still a bit of light, and you have dark vision, right?
I do.
Yeah, and so you're able to see that things get rougher back here, and you start to step over some vines and some patches of the same material these things are made out of. And as Bennett leads you through this hallway, you come to a small open chamber. And ahead of you is a small-ish, about 8 feet tall tree.
What color is it, Corso?
It is knotted and black leaves and black oozing roots coming out of it onto the ground at the back as Bennett brings you into this room. And that is where we jump back to the top to Terex.
Okay, can I break the thing and jump down the hatch?
You got to try to hit it.
Okay, I'm gonna just kick it.
All
Heel
right,
of my platform boots.
All right,
yeah.
roll to hit.
What kind of, is that an unarmed strike? Yes?
Yeah, if you're going to use those, sure.
Yeah, the 21.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll damage.
I mean, it's an unarmed strike, so it deals 1 damage.
All right. And as you slam your heel down on it, you crack it even more, and it looks like it's barely hanging on.
Ah! Ah!
Every party's worst nightmare is fucking doors.
Kicking
That
it
is their
again.
biggest opponent.
Of course, the rogue.
You
We
chose to
handle
attack.
better than this door.
You chose to attack with a unarmed strike and not like the hilt of a dagger.
Fine, I'm gonna hit it with the hilt of a. I have my short swords out right now. I'm gonna hit it with the hilt
Yeah.
of a short sword.
Go ahead.
That's a shitty roll. That's only an 11.
Oh, no.
And 11 doesn't hit it.
No.
It's 11. Bonus
16s
action.
and 17s and 18s have missed.
That's it. Ruby's
I'm
teaching you
not
all how to
paying
pick lock.
attention.
It's an iron lock.
Oh my god! No, I'm gonna hit it
Bonus
with my
action.
shoe again. Bonus action. I'm hitting it with my shoe. I'm doing 1 point of damage. I want it to be 1 point of damage, Corso. I
Go
don't
for
know
it.
how much it
You
has.
just gotta land the hit.
What is that? That's
Ruby's gonna have a lockpicking
That
day.
doesn't
She's gonna
hit.
teach you all how to lockpick.
What'd you roll?
the 9.
That's not gonna hit.
Terex yells.
Tear, what are you up to?
And I
I'm
just
gonna.
stamp
Yeah, I-
the ground, and I'm gonna go get my dagger from that dude I threw my dagger at. And then I'll come back over here.
Oh my gosh. Tear, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start off by using my bonus action. I'm gonna take a step back and use my bonus action to try and hit the lock with my archer ranged attack.
Okay, go for it.
If that hits, that is a 17 plus 8 for 25.
And the lock shatters that final point of HP it had as and you watch it crack and just slide off.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and use my action to use another feature, which is gonna be my healing hands, and go to the guard that Terex had pointed at earlier, or the commoner that Terex had pointed at that was bleeding out. And I'm gonna give them 5 points of healing to stabilize them.
Excellent. Roll a perception check.
Absolutely. That's an 18.
Awesome. As you reach down to heal this dude's stomach, you see a chain of keys on his belt.
I'm gonna just look at it and just heal
Do not
him,
tell
and
Terex. Do not tell Terex you
not
found those
bringing
keys there.
that-
She'll kill him again.
This is a story
will.
I'm taking with me to the grave.
It's the guy in the room where it was locked. Okay. All right, you
We
have
don't have
done.
time to check the people for keys, Corso. Our Ruby's dying. He's
Listen,
being murdered as we speak.
Yeah,
When I
absolutely.
stress
So you
logic
heal him up.
window.
I just picked the wrong
Ruby literally
person.
is like, cool, my team's got this. Like, I heard them fighting their got this. I believe in them. And you guys are like, the lock.
So yeah, you have smashed the lock open and you ran over and you healed this dude. That was your action. That was your bonus. Anything else you're doing?
I'm gonna tell my wolf to go down the stairs.
All right, so you've busted the lock. We'll just, you know what? I'm not even going to action economy on this. You are able to lift the door open, but you have to lift it open. And so, yeah, you lift the door open now that it's unlocked, and you're going to tell your wolf to head down.
Yeah.
Awesome, cool.
It's just gonna be taking the dodge action essentially, unless it sees anybody. If it sees anybody down there hostile to it, it'll attack.
Okay.
But,
Yeah,
it'll
it
just
busts right downstairs, ends up standing on top of a pile of ash, but it doesn't see anything just yet. And that will be you and the wolf's turn. Brutus, you're up.
Okay. I have to retcon a mild thing for my last turn. I didn't realize that was the guy who I didn't kill, so I'm not gonna take his picture. He's gonna be like a guilty torture myself with the thing. So instead, I'm going to drop that as I walk out of the room over him. Make better choices, guy. And then I am going to, seeing the doors finally open, I would like to just use my entire action and my movement to just dash as far as I possibly can.
All right.
And I'm going to be looking for my freaking sword while I'm doing it, in case Ruby happened to have dropped it.
So Ruby, when you took that sword, where did you put it? Did you just hold it in one hand, or did you strap it to your back? What did you do?
I just took it and threw it in one hand. I imagine that I clutched onto it. I'm assuming when they dragged me back, I probably would have stabbed it into the top of the steps, in all honesty, and left it once I turned because I had my arm blade up, so the sword wasn't in hand then.
Okay. Then we'll say as you step in, then Brutus, you see your sword laying on the steps.
Oh, fuck yeah. I just grab that, do a little moulinet with it. Just okay, I feel my arm is complete again. And just charge.
All right. And
that's
you
my
run
whole turn. Yeah.
the base of the stairs, which you're able to get to with that movement. And to your left and to your right, you're standing on an ash pile of ash. To your left is the hallway where the door that first there you see where that's where you saw the map. To the right is the hallway where you got drinks and saw everything. And up ahead is the factory that you are aware of. And there are vines all over the ground up ahead near the exit.
I'm gonna guess that's the direction I should go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna head that way to the
All right,
creepy vines.
And that's about as far as you'll be able to get with that movement and stuff. Any bonus action you need to set up or do?
Maybe nope, divine sense is an action. Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. And how about for now? We are at Ruby.
Can I roll a perception check to see if there is anybody else in this room, or if there are any bodies?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a 15.
Okay. So with a 15, get two things.
Okay.
One, the people that you sense in the room. Well, first on the question of bodies. You with a 15 glance around, and you see a hand, like the upper part of an arm, sitting out near the base of the tree as the vines are slowly wrapping around it, and they seem to be doing something as they're slowly wrapping around this humanoid hand. But you can see that that's kind of coming out of the dirt near it. And the other thing is you have the two creatures behind you blocking the hallway.
Mhm.
You have Bennett in here.
Correct.
And you just get an uneasy feeling in here. Like there was a reaction along the floor of the vines as you all walked in. But they're a good distance from you. Like this room is probably like 60 feet wide, and this tree is in the center. And like I said, it's a sapling basically. It's like 8 feet tall. It's not a huge, like it's not a full tree.
This is a new tree.
It's a new tree, and it is currently slowly moving on the floor, but there is a good 15 feet before the vines that are the roots actually like are there. There's just solid stone between you and it, and then that. But you can see some of the vines going up because it's like going up to the ceiling in places, and from behind it that have gone around the walls. But on the floor, it's not fully out yet. But they seem to wiggle when something came in.
Is Bennett moving closer to it, or has he stopped entirely?
Oh, Bennett came in and then stepped to the side and has not advanced closer.
Stop as well, because if Bennett's not going close, I'm not going close. So I'm gonna stop kind of from where I was, like wherever I've entered, wherever you're describing I've stopped, and seeing him stop, I will stop. Not your typical gardening, huh, Bennett?
Oh, this is one you've got to really see up close.
Is that why you're not taking any steps towards it?
Oh, I've seen it before. I'm really more of a guide.
I'm not gonna move closer.
Excellent. Okay, you still got your held action?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that turns us over to the creature behind you. And now that we are in here and you haven't moved, this creature moves to grab you. And that is an 11, so that's going to miss.
Mhm.
And the second creature is going to do the same. Literally rolled 8 twice for an 11. So both of them reach out for you and don't quite get a hand. They're maybe a little sluggish here, having shed all of these vines from themselves as they move. They are a little sluggish. And
Taking mental note that they immediately tried that, though, because now it's an issue.
And now that they've tried that, Bennett is going to attempt to grapple you. And so
Cool.
Bennett is going to reach over and go, really? You should get a closer look. And this will be a contested roll of your athletics or acrobatics versus his. He's going to use acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Sorry. He's using athletics.
Both the same modifier for me, so whichever you'd prefer.
It up to you. He's used the athletics. You tell me how Ruby would respond. Is it more of a rip away or is it more of a dodge?
It's more of a dodge.
Okay, so acrobatics.
That is a 15, 12 plus 3.
Okay, he got a 21.
Crap. But I did have my ready to action of if he became hostile.
Yes, and you are able to trigger your ready to action as he
Cool.
reaches for you. So he has now grabbed you, but that puts him right in range for whatever it is you'd like to do.
A shocking grasp, please.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
he grips you, you put that hand right back down.
Yep, that's what I'm aiming for. Cool. That is a 19 to hit. 15
That'll
plus
hit.
4.
That'll hit.
Cool, that's 2d10. least be decent damage.
And you said that was a 19 to hit, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's 14 damage.
Okay. And what type of damage?
It is fire.
Fire
Fire?
damage?
No.
Is that lightning?
Yes, this. It is lightning damage. So 14 lightning damage to Bennett.
Okay.
Unless he has resistance of some sort, which he might with his tattoos. You never know.
And okay, yep. You grab, you shock, and a response, and we will then say, so he has gripped you, and you have returned the favor with a shock. You're still...
And as he does, like as she grips him right back down on his arm, she's like, "It's rude to touch a lady without consent."
And so you're both just there, still holding. He hasn't let go, but he has indeed got the grapple, and so that was his ability to grab you, and he is then going to. Ooh, doesn't Shocking Grass do something to reactions and stuff?
Let me double check that. Let me see. You have an advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal. If you hit on a hit, the target takes 1d8, which is 2d8 in this because of level, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Yeah, so he doesn't have reactions. And okay, so that was his action. And then he is going to drag you towards the edge of the vines, but because of what you did, that is going to be about as far as you get here. He has grabbed you and drug you to the edge of the vines, in this, like 10 feet into the room, and that's going to be the end of his turn. And with that, I need you to make a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
Crap. All right, use a saving throw.
Actually, sorry, let me confirm that I read this to you exactly as it should be, because you are restrained, and I want to ensure.
I believe that is a disadvantage.
Yes, you have disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Crap! I'm still good at this, but like not as good when I have to roll disadvantage. All right. Oh God, you said Dex. I'm gonna roll on D&D Beyond. That way it's visible here. So that's a 19 on the first one, and a 13 on the second one. So the 13 would be my disadvantage.
Okay, and the tree's vines wrap around, the roots wrap around your feet, and you take.
Oh God.
You take 3 necrotic damage as they grab you, but you feel them start to pull.
3. Okay.
As you start to be drugged further, and Bennett lets go. And as this vine, this root has you, it starts to pull you closer to the tree. And that's where we end tonight.